Hi, this is Kevin. I'm going to show you how to do these packet tracers, how to download them, how to complete them, and how to submit them. Okay, you don't attempt the packet tracer for a chapter till after you read the chapter. So when it comes, I know this is the first week, and I know some people are still not even in this course. I would try to get the readings done early in the week. That way you can work on these packet tracers. So I do got due dates on them, and we're going to work on them. Um, I'm kind of going to be really laxed on them this week because I know some people are not going to be able to get and finish these packet tracers. But I'm going to do a couple of them for you. I'll just do one in this video, then I'll do another one for Module 2 in another video. But I'm just going to click on this, and this is actually the Dropbox, but I also have a link to download the packet tracer. And you can see I got instructions, okay? Because sometimes they'll have questions, so you may have to record those in any type of word processing file. Okay, word processing file could be a Word document, WordPad, Notepad. you know, I can probably open up any type of format for a Word document, rich text format, and even work. Okay, so you may have to upload that when you're done with the packet tracer, and also the actual PKA file, packet tracer activity, and that's this right here. And when you click on it, it's going to download. So just be mindful. I'm on a Windows machine. This packet tracer is going to be in the downloads folder, because you're going to have to save it and then resubmit it. So it's finished downloading. I'm going to click on it and I kind of show you the quirky stuff with it, because I've already got packet tracer installed, the latest version. I got Java installed and it's updated, and it's just going to open right up in packet tracer. And you're going to have about 3 windows they're going to open up. Okay, and this is one of the first quirky things. The first one you open, you're going to have to log in the packet tracer with the same username and password to log in to Netacad. So I'll do that. Type in my password. And now I should be okay. If you do more than one, you won't have to log in. It'll be for every session. But this is the one, another quirky thing is this little screen. Sometimes it pops up right on top. Sometimes it might be in the background, but you can't move on. You don't really need to log into anything. You really just need to just cancel this or hit the X, get it out of there. Okay. Okay, now here's the packet tracer environment. You'll kind of learn how to use this as we go along. And I do have a link to where if you want to, there is a free course through Cisco to learn about packet tracer, but most people kind of get used to it as you move along, especially in this one, because I'll show you. And these are the instructions. Okay, and a lot of times if you do got a big enough monitor, you can do a split screen. You can do a split screen. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do a split screen. Okay, I might have to do a little scrolling. Okay, this one is going to be strictly just question based. You're just going to learn about network representations like you read in this chapter. Okay, so it's really just going to go through and just do brief. They're really just brief answers. Sometimes it's just a number. Okay, just a number, brief description. Okay, and I'll kind of go through them, and we'll talk about these challenge questions at the end. And this one is not going to show any point value. There'll be other ones that will show a point value and allow you to check your results if you did not get all the points, but I'll show you that in a future video of one of those that does that. Okay, we're just going to go through here, and I'm just going to go through some of these questions. Okay, like step 1, identify common components of a network as represented in packet tracer. The icon toolbar at the bottom left corner has various categories of networking components, and like right here, right now we're on networking devices, or these are intermediary devices. And once you have that selected, you can see I can deal with routers, switches, hubs, wireless devices. And like now, right now I'm clicked on routers. And you see all the various Cisco routers you can add to your network if you wanted to build your own. If I click on switches, here's the Cisco switches, whether they're layer 2 or layer 3. Here's my hubs. Probably won't use those too much. Okay, but I think you may use these wireless devices in this course. Okay, so we got that. We got in devices. Again, when I click on in devices, I got PCs, laptops, servers, iPhones, IP phones, components. Well, these are boards and stuff that you can add to different devices in Cisco. But you'll probably be using the intermediary devices, end devices, and the actual connections. These are like wiring, cabling them there together. Whether you need a console cable, which you'll do in chapter 2, or in this one you'll use a regular patch cable, straight through cable. Okay. So let's read this first. List the intermediary devices categories. That's what we did. We got end devices and intermediary devices, which is going to be routers, switches, hubs, wireless devices. That's fine if you just wrote those as the answer. Okay. And again, without entering into any cloud or internet cloud, and that's these right here. These are representing the clouds. And these connections, those are going to be WAN connections, connecting these LANs together. Okay. When entering in the internet cloud, how many icons and topologies represent endpoint devices? Okay, one connection to them. So you just got to go around and count them. So we got this server 1, laser printer 2, smartphone 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I'm only going to go 16, 17 of them because these are iPhones. So those really are an endpoint themselves, but they also have a built-in switch so you can hook up to a computer to them. So I'm going to say 17. So that's just the answer. Without counting 2 clouds, how many icons represent intermediary devices? Okay, these are going to be those routers and switches. These connect in devices to the network. So like in this one, here we got 3. We got a wireless access point, we got a switch, we got a router. Okay, here we got a modem and a router. So we got, that's like 5. Here's a router 6, 7 for the switch, 8 for the layer 3, 8, 9 for the layer 3 switches. So I think we got around 11 of them because we count all the switches. Switch, 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 a router, a switch. Here's a modem, you got to count that, I guess. Here's a wireless router. Okay. Here's a router, there's a switch, there's a wireless access point. So those are your intermediary devices, if I can spit it out there. Okay. And then how many end devices are not desktop computers? That's going to be easy to do. We got 1, 2, we got 6 desktops. These represent the desktops. So here's a laptop, smartphone, laser, server, here's a tablet, okay, laptop, another printer. Okay, and that's it for that one. So you just got to count those up and put that as your answer. And how many different types of media connections are used in the topology? That's going to be these here that go in between these intermediary devices and the end devices themselves and actually connect the intermediary devices together. Those are going to be straight through cables. Okay, and I almost bet you here, I didn't really want to unconnect it, but those are going to be serial cables. And you can always come down here and look at them. You can see right there, that's really these right here. If you hold your mouse over them, it says right down here, that's a serial. Here are these straight black ones. If you hold your mouse over, that's a copper straight through cable. So really, what makes up all of these is going to be 3 serial, or what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4 serial cables, and all the rest. Well, I guess not all the rest. We have straight through. Okay. And let me see. I think that's going to be good, yeah. We're going to have straight through and serial cables for that one. Okay, and explain the purpose of the devices. Okay, in PacketTracer, only the server PT device can act as a server. Desktop or laptops cannot act as a server. Explain the client-server model that they discussed in this chapter. It's just these end devices, like these desktops, those are the clients. Okay, they're going to ask or request services from the server. So one server will provide services to many clients. It's like a one-to-many or a parent-child relationship. It's almost something you can relate to is like when you're on the web all the time. Your web browser is a client and it's asking services of a web server. So one-to-many. Okay, and for intermediary devices, 2 functions. Well, one of which, it all depends on what it is. Okay, like a router, it can route traffic by logical addresses or IP addresses, and they can also filter on rules. So they can, that's really two of them right there. It can direct traffic and filter traffic. That'd be the same thing with the switch too. It's going to direct traffic in this case by the the physical addresses, but also they can have rules also. Okay, so those are two different, and at least two criteria for choosing network media type. It all depends on really what you're connecting to. If I like hold my, well, I was just trying to maybe hold it over here. It all depends on the type of ports they have. Like I said, we got fast Ethernet and gigabit, and whether they're, reconnect this one. I think I went to a fast Ethernet. It all depends on if it's going to be a LAN connection or a WAN connection. It'd be to determine the type of connector. Okay. And again, we're just going to go over a couple more of these and I'll move down to the challenge questions. I think you'll be able to get a lot of these, and again, just write them on your paper. Explain the difference between a LAN and a WAN. A LAN is going to be those devices or networking components that make up that one network in a small geographic area. It could be a building or several buildings close to one another. Okay, and really what WANs are, they're, and again, small geographic areas, these are connecting LANs together over a wide area. Like in here we got home office central. What's this one over here? This one is the branch. These could be across the town, across the state, across the country, and across the globe. But these are individual LANs, and these four connections, these are all WAN connections connecting these LANs together over this large geographic area so they can communicate with each other. Okay, so WANs are small, one small geographic area. WANs connect multiple LANs together over a large geographic area. Okay, and let's move down here because they're going to have these challenge questions, and these are, I'm not going to require them if you do them or not. I think you can do these first couple of ones. Like they just want you to try to add a device, and I'll show you it's going to be really easy. They want you to add one of them. They're going to want you to add an in device. Okay, add an in device and connect it to an existing network. And probably the easiest is really either one of these switches, because really switches connect in devices to the network. Routers just route traffics between networks. Like this router here is going to direct traffic between this network and this network and this network and that network. That's what routers do. But these switches here, like the switch S4, switch S1, switch S2, these actually are connecting the laptops, the desktops. Okay, so we can connect an end device to that. So I'll go to my end devices, and all you really got to do, they don't have to be in the box. Just drag that PC right out onto the work area packet tracer. And for this one, I'm going to need a patch cable or a straight through. If I hold it over, there's a copper straight through. So I can click on that. You can see kind of, you can only do one at a time. So I come over to the switch. All I got to do is hold it over the switch and click on it. And then I can pick it out. Just got to pick out an empty port. So I got a fast one here, gigabit or fast port. So I'll connect it to that. And then I'll click on the computer. And then I only got one Ethernet connector right there. I'll click on that and it'll connect it. If you try to do any of the others, and then because they're the wrong connector, it's not going to either connect, or in some cases, can I undo it? Let me escape out of this. I'll delete it off of there. I just click this button right here. If you had something you don't want, click on that, then you can have this little target, click on it, you'll get rid of it. Then you got to go back and click on this, the selector, that gives you back what you had, the cursor you had before. I'll click on another straight through, gigabit. On some of these they'll give you an error, like if you try to connect to the USB port, they're going to give you an error, but I'll connect it to this Ethernet port. And you should see some green lights that they're communicating. Okay, and the other one, they're just going to have you drag one of the, again, in this case, one of the intermediate devices. In this case, I would just click on those and click on the switches, and I'm just going to drag this 2960 switch out there. And I can just add to it, like I'm adding another segment to this LAN right here. And I'm going to connect it via a straight through. I'll just do as fast as that port. I'll click on the switch. I'll just add it to one of the other fast Ethernet port. So I'm just kind of adding on to this LAN. Okay. And then if you want, you can click on another end device, like drag a laptop out there. Now I can add this laptop via this switch to this LAN by clicking on my connectors, click on it straight through, click on my new switch, pick out an empty port. I'll do fast Ethernet 2 and connect it to its Ethernet or NIC card. And there you go. So when you're all done, okay, when you close this, like if we come up here and click the X and close it, make sure you say yes. Save your changes. Okay, save your changes. And you got to remember this is going to be in the downloads folder. So save your changes, and then it takes a little time for it to go away. Okay, now I want to submit it. Okay. Okay. I got to do one little quick thing here, folks. I just got to change it to student view. That way the drop boxes will work like when you look at them. So I'll go back here. Here's my drop box. There's PacketTracer, because now I didn't have this. You'll see this. I already know, I already got this done. I saved it. I've written all my answers in a Word document and saved them. I already kind of made up a phony Word document. Now click the submit button. Here will come. I can choose a file, and I'll go ahead and I'll choose that PacketTracer. I know it's going to be in my downloads area. Right there it is, so be mindful. There it is. I'll click on that, open it. Okay. I'll click and add another file because I can add that Word document. And I just made a Word document on my desktop. I would sit there and on my desktop I made a folder just for this course, and in it here's my answers to PacketTracer 1.2. I'll click on that and I'll open it. Now once I have them both listed, I click submit assignments. And once they're uploaded, they should show over here. Both of them show right there. There's my PacketTracer activity. There's my Word document. And it's as easy as that. Okay. If you want me to go over one of these or any PacketTracer or anything in the course, just text me, call me, shoot me an email. I'll sit down and work through them with you. Okay. And again, I'll do another video of a PacketTracer where there's actually points for it.